Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Dice Scum. We're still continuing on the Confessions of an Apartheid Sorceress. I'm Adam, and this is still a pretty easy-going style of going through a book, so I think we'll probably get this through in, I don't know, about 5, maybe 6 episodes, probably 7, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Opposite, and as someone who's read this before, you still haven't seen anything yet. Trust me, viewers.
I'm looking forward to the cooking section, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, my name's Mrs. Diopsid, and honestly, the cooking section is at kind of the end of the book, so we have a long way to go.
Oh,
Uh,
it's this is truly the long march of RPG books.
how you doing? It's me. I'm finally back. It's Big Racial Slur. I came back to Dice Gum. I don't know how long I'll be at it here again before I finally drag back to the Shadow Dimension. But I hope we have a long, productive time while I'm here. I'm hoping
And-
too when we get to the cooking section. I hope it's going to be like actual spirit cooking. That'd be pretty chill and cool.
Oh boy. I'm Randall, and I'm I'm still just kind of stunned that this exists.
So when last we left off on the type of list-based reasoning that you'd see nowadays on very garbage media. So with that in mind, the top 10 reasons D&D is better than dating. Oh god, I just gave myself a hernia doing that.
Who wants to do the sleazy carman cell voice?
I'll do
You.
it. Number 1. Getting dumped only costs a few hit points.
What?
Like,
That's okay.
does getting dumped literally cause physical pain to you?
Like,
It shattered my heart meter.
That's actually funnier than what she was actually going for.
what?
I think it
I'm
was a
just
reference to fall damage, but still.
Like getting thrown in the actual dumpster. That's where this fucking book belongs.
It's
Me too, non-lethal damage to the feels.
Non-lethal damage to the fields.
Gripnar the Barbarian's attempt to pick up a woman at the mall.
All right.
It fails horribly.
I'll do one because I want to be a special boy. Number 2, hitting on someone usually involves a magic missile or a mace.
See, it's a pun on hitting on. Get it?
Boo!
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Number 3, protection from evil spirits. Oh, evil spells?
Spells.
Sorry, my
protect-
copy is very garbage quality. So
I think they're trying to say protection from good and evil. I think that's what they're trying to say. So what I think they're trying to imply is you get to use magic and nobody can legally rape you because magic.
that's reaching a bit, but the protection from evil spells, need I say more? I think it's just that good can find a way to protect itself from evil.
Mhm.
No, you're overthinking it. It's I can use protection from evil to get that obnoxious ex-boyfriend away from me. Hee hee. Also, I like how this one is number 5 as well as the actual number 5.
Number 5. Oh wait, no, that's number 4. Number 4. You fucked me up, Randall. Fuck you. Number 4. Your wingman knows 42 spells and the proficient with a longsword.
Is this before or after his arms pop off?
What kind of class? What is this? Deathblade, Sword Sage? That's
Dread Necromancer. I've always been proficient with the longsword. Arms falls off due to curse.
Yeah, Well, how much is like this wingman's charisma? It better not be his dumb stat.
Oh
5.
God.
He has a charisma of 5. I can already see it.
So
Uh,
he just gets everybody in the bar to panic and leave.
Number 5. Being experienced is something to brag about. Sex joke.
For
Ba-dum-bum.
children.
Do you like that they fucked up and listed the number 3 as 5?
Oh my god, they
Oh my
did.
god!
They did.
Okay, we
How
gotta
do you screw that up?
we gotta get a screen cap of that. Copyright protection be damned.
3 plus 3 equals 5. Confirmed. All right. Oh my god. Number 6. Traveling in packs with your girlfriends doesn't involve wearing pink headgear and charging strangers $1 to suck. What?
What?
Buck
What?
suck. That's the bar right next to Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's.
Suck lifesavers off your shirt.
What?
No,
I think like they might do this at like bachelorette parties.
What
That's like
the-
kind of stretching it.
I don't
You know,
want to. I don't want to.
kids.
Charging strangers $1 to suck.
$1 to suck.
So
That's the episode title.
I'm done. Bye.
I don't
That's the episode, y'all. Thanks for sticking
seriously.
with
If
us.
someone did that at like if someone like made me do that for my bachelorette party, I would like punch them in the face.
Chuck's bucking sock.
Formerly Sneed's Feed and Seed.
Sounds like a sleazy gay bar.
I'm pretty sure that Lifesavers really loves this plug for them.
All right, y'all. This has been the end of Dice Scum. It's been a very productive episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
This will be the last episode before the whoever owns Lifesavers destroys this fucking channel.
All 5 of you are not going to have any wonderful content anymore. We're sorry, guys.
Okay, let's seriously move on.
We are. That's just so dumb. Number 7. First dates often consist of meeting bugbears and direwolves, not ex-wives and parents.
Who meets your parents on your first date unless you like live with them?
Mormon
Like,
people? I think maybe Mormon people, and that's it.
Like I understand like if you live with your parents, but you usually don't meet like your exes or like your not even your ex. I don't think you even really meet your exes like ever.
Maybe if they're really creepy and they.
Unless you're like co-parenting, but like I've never heard of this.
Why would you want to meet your... How the fuck do you get into a situation where you meet your ex-wife other than in a romantic comedy on that first date?
Wait, is this kind of implying that Shelly is the type of person that she'll make sure to take their new date to where their old date can see them? Is that where we're going with this?
I'm over you. I'm over you. I'm really over you.
I'm honest to God glad we went through this list.
Jesus Christ. Somebody go on to the next one. Maybe we'll find something better than...
Number 8. Failed relationships can be blamed on bad die rolls. Number 9. Character sheets give you the ability to check out a guy's stats before a first date.
Oh.
I could tell a lot about a person by looking at his attributes, yes.
And number 10. If you get hurt, chances are you'll be healed by bleeding.
Okay.
The last one was
Alright.
actually the least insane.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam. Adam, would you charge $1 to suck?
I don't think I'm legally allowed to answer that question at all. Not even on my deathbed.
Okay, chapter 4, Love is a Battlefield.
Oh no.
Because you had to reference Pat Benatar.
I was thinking more. No, there's no way she played Metal Gear Solid.
Can love bloom on the battlefield?
Adam, she's a gamer. She's a gamer girl. Of course, she hasn't played a real game. Girls are the. I learned this in high school that women are the scorn among men. The Greeks had it right. Don't treat them as humans.
Where'd you learn that from, Schenk Uger?
No, I learned it in my high school class, and then we watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, with George Clooney. It was a pretty good movie.
So anyway,
Brother
Love is a
Where Art Thou was
Battlefield.
great. Fantasy life isn't just shopping and spellcasting, and some of us are still coming to terms with that. Into every life is a little conflict must fall, and truer words were never spoken in the world of D&D. It's about adventure, right? While some of us may view an outlet mall as an adventure and trying to find your size amid the endless racks of contact sport, D&D engages its players in battles of the mind and body. You'll do things that Shelly has never used. You've spent all this time preparing for it, Grasshopper. Now it is your time to shine.
Some would say
Okay.
the essence of a Dungeons and Dragons game is the rock'em sock'em part. Others would say the heart of the game lies in storytelling. Almost every guy who has had women step up to the table will tell you the game becomes less about slashing the throat of any old troll who happens to look sideways at you and more about finding out why he's looking at you. Women, the male gamers say, are more into enhancing their skill sets than building their biceps and gravitate towards the healing and nurturing classes like clerics. In my experience, it's one of two ways. They either go full hack and slash murder hobo, or they're so badly optimized for roleplay that the moment they die, they just instantly lose interest.
Mr. Diopsid, as an individual playing a Dread Necromancer, please go into detail what your character does for us in Pirate Game.
First of all,
It's a Death Master.
you're getting those two
Whatever.
classes confused.
Whatever. Explain to camera when this woman doesn't know jack shit.
God damn it.
Well, I mean,
I build massive RVs and make contingencies for my contingencies to prevent death.
And you also heal, too.
Only undead.
yeah,
But that's still healing.
I know with like me, I kind of like, you know, go back and forth. It depends on like the campaign I'm playing, but you know, I am kind of like more of a like I do like my fights, but I do, you know, if I have the right character and the right campaign, I do enjoy my role playing.
I will say that of anyone here, I've probably played the heal bot of the party more than anyone else.
I'm kind of the menagerie dabbler since I've played a variety of classes. I tend to favor support / semi-casting, but to give you an idea, I range between playing a Warblade to I'm planning to create a Shire for another campaign.
I mean, I do like, I don't know, I am planning on playing like a cleric. I think that like currently I play like an unarmed sword sage, a bone knight, a rogue, and a warlock.
Most of those are based around dealing lots of d6s of damage.
Yeah.
So again, that's just kind of my experience. It differs for everyone, but hey, what do I
And
know?
if I were to, and I would also like to state for the record too, if I was to play a cleric of Talos, I would not be the nurturing type. I would be the one that would beat the living shit out of you and steal your money. Bye,
Yeah.
sucker.
We call those
Yeah.
clerics douchebag clerics because they never do any supporting role.
Yeah, even if you do play a battle cleric, you should still heal and stuff.
At least between fights.
No, fuck you. Healing is for the weak. Charge!
Alright, let's
Cast
get on.
obscuring mist! Cast obscuring mist! Who needs healing?
Mm-mm. It's a plausible theory, but one that's completely debunked. As I look around my gaming table, little Lucy is practicing her signature growls. Arg! And Urg! And Ursula wants to drink and fight. Helena is cracking her knuckles like a street fighter trying to unlock her fist of fury.
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 No, it's furry. It's totally furry. She's a furry. She stares intently at the playmate, daring a predator to cross our path. None of these women, myself included, are the type to jump out from behind a Volkswagen and sucker punch somebody in the parking lot. That's oddly specific.
Shelly's probably done that before.
All right, Hala Manala is much more the type to tell HR that you steal post-it notes and microwave popcorn.
Microwave popcorn is perfectly acceptable.
Well, no, the steal it that you're stealing it.
Oh, the stealing the microwave popcorn, but it's in
Yes.
but if it's in the break room, isn't it for everyone?
No, well, like maybe
Unless
if you
it's
put like
labeled,
a little note.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what you always got to do. That's what I've warned you. You either got to put it in the corner
Or
just put a label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Monday afternoons, we checked the animal lover, new mom, and office narc at the store. Sure, I feel protective of Astrid out of there alone on the playbait. I picture her running through the door after combat, screeching, "Mommy, Mommy, I beat an old dusky hag with a flaming sphere. You would have been so proud."
That's how
And
your character acts in your head.
Wow, like a child?
All women are children because they have the brain function capacity of a child.
Okay, go back to Aryan cells.
Again, don't use the research data collected by Cenk Uygur. He is not a good source.
This podcast is sponsored by r/MGTOW. I'll have you know.
No, it isn't.
MGTOW. We're not gay, we swear!
We're not gay, we're not gay. They continue to insist as they shrink and turn into a corn cob.
It's not homosexuality. Sometimes you just have that appreciation for another man. Sometimes we just like to get close to one another. Maybe watch a baseball game or two.
In a totally heterosexual manner.
And yes, before any potential run-in, I pretend she's 3 seconds from claiming she forgot about a dentist appointment, and the only thing she'll be beating is out of here. What? Out of there. But here's my dirty little secret. I like the shoot 'em up part of the game too. I love.
No, you don't.
No, I mean.
No, you don't.
Maybe she just likes chucking the dice to murder things.
I know I like that.
I just don't see any evidence until now that makes her that she likes to do that. I just don't see any evidence.
Have a point. Trying to add 5d6 worth of damage might destroy her fragile mind. I mean, that's 5 6s you gotta add. That's like 5 addition problems. That's 5 too many. But there's so I love when my character casts magic missiles. Although no wonder, so that she doesn't have to worry about hitting. Fires a crossbow. I know I've developed a character who, with the help of her friends, can match wits with almost any opponent the Dungeon Master throws her way. Try that shit with a young dragon, or what's that, Chaos Spawn? Try that with a Chaos Spawn.
Those things are
now, Adam, you do realize you're going to become a jumbling mess of tentacles now.
I'm talking about the D&D one, dude.
Oh, really?
There's a D&D one. I'm not talking about it.
It's horribly under CR'd, and it's bullshit, and probably one of the biggest cases of me having salt in a D&D game ever is what's fighting one when we were not equipped for it at all.
Another under CR'd one that I really enjoy are shadows, just because anything that's intangible, I mean, it's only CR3, but it's intangible. That means you need magical equipment to even have a shot at hitting it, and it just keeps doing ability point damage until you die and become another one. I really do enjoy shadows. They're a very annoying enemy.
Alright, let's get on with the next part of the story.
I like the element of surprise, not knowing when a band of angry goblins will jump in our path, or what grudge-holding creature will accidentally unleash upon our quest to find a missing scroll. I like this side of me almost as much as knowing I have this side of me. And when it's over, Astrid, my pencils, my Ziploc bags full of borrowed dice, and my broken-in copy of the Player's Handbook, which he probably never reads aside from the bare basics, goes back in the back tote bag that I bought especially for this purpose. And I go back to my desk, type a few emails, think about dinner, call my mom, and go home. Unlike most of the working world, I love Mondays. She only loves Mondays because she was contracted to play a game to write this book.
Mr. Diop said, "Tell us your love of Garfield and how you got that Garfield telephone we all love."
I will say that when
Fuck you.
I will say that whenever the wedding finally happens, I will happily mail 500 pounds of lasagna to the reception.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, if we can't have a big wedding, we'll just elope, and you could do that.
Just as
Go
the
to
big
Fiji.
joke, like 50 pounds of lasagna.
Only if you come to us dressed as the orange cat himself.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
my mom would kill you. She flat out told me she would kill you if you did that.
Oh, I dress up as Garfield and show up with 50 pounds
Yes,
of
because
lasagna.
she's like, your parents are spending a lot of money on this wedding. You better not have your friends ruin it.
Oh. Okay, so that
So what you're
means that,
saying is I shouldn't show up in my Garfield costume.
and I
Why don't
shouldn't dress up like Odie and V and Garfield throw down in the middle of the wedding.
You could do that at the bachelor party.
God. But no sucking lifesavers off like the shirt, okay?
Yeah, no, that's just creepy.
No, there's a
You have to
no
you have to pay $1 to do that.
a bucket Chuck's bucket suck.
And I spent all my money on that Odie costume and the Garfield costume. I'm broke. Help me.
And I
Jesus
lost all my
Christ.
money buying 50 pounds of lasagna.
Jesus Christ, this is gonna take 50 fucking parts to get through this whole book without a mental breakdown.
You're the one that started this conversation, Trail.
It was me. It was you, Biggie.
You caused all this.
I'm being enabled by my peers!
On this particular Monday, Daddy is busy setting up shop. He puts up a cardboard screen so he can't see what sinister foils he's plotting. It's here where the zombies and flesh-eating golems await their chance to knock us off our paths. It is where the story unfolds, backstage or behind the magical curtain. I still don't know exactly what he does back there. Well, if he's anything like me whenever I DM, it's just kind of aimlessly make up things on the fly. I do know that D&D is a lot easier to imagine if you can visually see where you are, which is why we use miniatures and a battle grid or a playmat. Teddy uses a wet erase marker to draw the playing field on the battle grid. Oh, that's like one of the better ways to do that in my opinion. Just kind of very quickly set up things. Each 1 inch square on the grid equals 5 feet. This is how we determine how far our characters are moving, or in Astrid's case, how far she is from serious trouble.
Oh, what a whip.
Which is at all times she's in trouble. A D&D adventure can take many shapes. A role-playing encounter is one in which your character interacts with any character the dungeon master controls. An example would be trying to sell a used spiked metal shield ransacked from a slain opponent to a band of goblins. Wait, that's actually an interesting idea, selling to the band of goblins. Like you're the weapon merchants to the horrible goblins that are waylaying people.
And you can make parallels between arms dealing for the terrorist. That's kind of like what it's like.
Oh God!
And then the goblins go out and then
Go
the goblins commit medieval 9/11, therefore giving the kingdom purposes to regions to invade the Goblin Kingdom.
No, the race that's most likely to commit 9/11 would be the kobolds, since they are specialists in trap making.
Oh God! Just like terrorist art, like Lord of War, but in a fantasy
Are we
setting.
talking about Greyhawk 2001?
There's a reason that one never was released publicly outside of playtesting. Tough sell, believe me. Trying to navigate your way through a rat-infested sewer system while trying to protect the missing piece of a long-sought-after scroll in your rucksack is considered a challenge encounter. Are they only starting at level 1? Because rats aren't that hard.
Well, like, what if it's a giant rat that makes up all the rules? Then they would have
Okay,
problems.
that's hard. But like a normal, like a bunch of normal rats. I mean, level 1 is kind of where you're at your most danger.
It could also be a swarm enemy too. Those are always a bitch to deal
Now,
with.
the thing that will most likely screw you up forever is like you just get attacked by alley cats at level 1. Oh, they will destroy you.
Even better, make them diseased alley cats.
Oh, yeah, give everyone rabies. If any survivors, like a few months later, your jaws begin to clench up and they just start foaming at the mouth.
Make them dire cats too.
Okay, that's a little too evil. Probably the most conventional encounter and what some consider the core of the game is the combat encounter. Here's where your character goes head to horned head with some of the game's most dreaded beasts. Basic training. No soldier worth her bootstraps would go to battle without learning the rules of engagement. Dungeons and Dragons may sound like a big bucket of bedlam, but there's a method to the madness. Heed another one of Mr. Rogers' rules. What? Wait your turn, and you, like many of these rules, will be golden.
Mr. Rogers is a very nice person, but he's a pretty cruel DM.
Mr.
Yeah.
Does roll for initiative sound familiar? It will. You might remember it's how to determine who goes first in combat. Check your character sheet or asterisks in Chapter 6 until you create your own.
Well, we should definitely look at asterisks at the end of this, but she did make it. Remember that.
Teddy
Oh,
did
yeah.
for her while she was building pyramids out of her dice.
Yeah.
And you'll notice the initiative modifier. This is the number you'll add to your 20-sided die roll. The character with the highest number or initiative goes first, second highest, blah, blah, blah. We all know this. Yeah, we all know this. It's kind of no duh. She then goes into move and attack actions. She's just talking about her favorite ideas, which are moving and attacking, which is what she kind of likes, but her favorite's attack and then move.
But wouldn't you provoke an attack of opportunity if you do that? If you like,
I think the plan is to hit them
And
when the counter starts, and then get even farther away from what they started at.
so it's like ranged, because like I'm saying, if you like hit them like when you're right next to them, you'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, but she's playing range, and it's pretty clear. She repeatedly talks about how she just kind of whoops like Curly into the bathroom.
That's true.
No, I said Curly, not Crash. Attack only. One of the coolest things about magic missiles is that they always hit their target. That's useful, but honestly, the damage output's pretty mild. If a little more on the basic maneuvers.
Doesn't really talk about like full round actions either. I'm kind of surprised she doesn't.
She also doesn't mention the existence of 5-foot steps, which are things you really need.
And also like double moving for like move only.
Running. That's another one she didn't know about.
Charging. Don't forget charging.
Trip attacks, bull rushing.
I think at that point you're devolving from actions and more into various battle maneuvers.
True, but the 5-foot steps she should have mentioned at least.
Yeah.
That's what a crusader does, right? Just a whole bunch of maneuvers.
This kind of like how there's like 4 different things in D&D called levels. There's like 2 different things called maneuvers. There's maneuvers as in things like tripping, bull rushing, and then there's maneuvers as in the Tome of Battle attacks.
My brain hurts. Fuck D&D. I'm done.
Play an easier system, like GURPS.
Okay. I'll make a mecha game that'll come out in a timely fashion.
It'll come out.
Oh,
It'll come
boy.
out the same year Yandere Simulator comes out.
I'm gonna look like
Oh, GURPS
look like
vehicles
Yandere Dev.
is fun.
Anyway, yeah, she talks about the different roles. Well, some of them: attack rolls, skill rolls, ability checks. She does not include saves, which I think is kind of silly, because saves are kind of
Yeah.
the thing that, like, attack rolls are noteworthy, especially early on. But once you get later in, the big thing that'll usually kill you are if you fail your saves.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't include saves. Did she just not encounter them? Because she should.
Maybe it's off later.
Possibly.
Should we skip ahead a bit?
Maybe, but here's a weird little analogy she writes, and I think it does deserve to be unleashed into the world. It's true that atypical weapons can do the most damage. I once went on a date with a man who almost bored me to death with his vapid personality. Oh, hello there,
Oh
Kettle. You're hot.
no! Oh
For a minute there, I
no!
thought. For a minute there, I thought we were gonna get a story of how some date took a boombox and bashed her head in with it.
Do you know the symptoms of a chinch bug infested plant? I do, and I'm not afraid to use this information should you invade my personal space.
And once I had to perform the Heimlich on 4 members of a holiday cookie swap after they tasted my homemade sugar cookies. Or rather, salt cookies.
How? How do you
Wow.
screw that up?
You're one of those girls and those girly girls that are always bad cooks and that you see in anime and stuff.
She sucks at cooking more than me. How do you fuck up that hard, girl?
Yeah, that's why I do look forward to when we finally do that.
Oh, come on! They're both white and grainy. Who hasn't dumped a little salt on their cornflakes at least once?
No.
Well, because salt is clearly marked in a container marked
Usually
salt.
you have to find usually you store the sugar in a different area.
Yeah, and
Does she just leave her stuff all over the place and it's like, oh no, I accidentally poured Tabasco sauce on my hamburger. Oh well, and just eats it while sobbing.
does she even read? Does she even read labels? Because
the only labels that she reads are the labels on a sales ticket.
I don't think Darkside Phil is this incompetent at cooking. He dumped bacon grease down the toilet.
He did successfully make 5 egg sandwiches. I mean, admittedly, half the bread fell on the floor, so it's filled with bacteria. But he successfully did make 5 egg and bacon sandwiches that he considered a snack, by the way.
Of course, it's gamer food.
He didn't have time. He didn't have time to melt butter. He's a gamer.
I'm sorry, but I think that's the funniest thing that Phil has ever done.
I really like that's some sort of really shitty T-shirt. I don't have the time to melt butter. I'm a gamer.
He should have actually taglined that. It would have probably sold pretty well.
Oh, come on.
And then she goes into her weapons specifically: short spear attack bonus +1, damage 1d6.
All right.
So standard, and I'm pretty sure she's basing it on what her character started with at level 1. Doing unto others as they can do unto you. What's about here? She talks about how you die if your health goes down below -10. There's a little area called Yo Mummy. Astrid had a friend named Artemis who was punched in the face by a mummy and quickly reduced to a pile of dust. Yeah, mummy rot kicks your ass.
Oh.
Yeah, mummies are really nasty when you start.
I don't think
people.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever fought a mummy before in D&D, and I should
they're
consider that a good thing.
They're a moderately low. I think it's CR6 or something. But
Mhm.
when you run into them, they're very nasty. They're similar to how ghasts, you don't usually run into them at the levels that you're kind of meant to. They're really nasty in their own way. Undead can be very destructive if you use them correctly. But they become weak, pathetic piles of garbage if you have a cleric dedicated to Paylor or any deity that's really good at fighting undead. Especially ones that have, I think, what was it, the light domain or something like that? Sun domain. That's what I'm thinking of. She died, and there was nothing anyone can do about it. The cause? Mummy rot. Don't laugh. It can happen to you too. Curing mummy rot takes serious magical mojo, but you can prevent it easily enough. Don't let a mummy touch you. Distance is your best defense. A public
Man,
service announcement brought to you by Rage Against Rot.
yeah, it's a good thing mummies have ranks and both move silently and hide.
They do. Because the idea, like, you know how in the Mummy movie he was able to sneak up on people despite being really slow due to being a desiccated corpse? It's kind of like based on that, where he's just kind of able to slowly sneak up on you and then.
He just hides in boxes and jumps out. Boo!
Box
Mummy rat.
Box mummy. That's an interesting idea for an encounter.
Yeah.
More about the negative health. You hope that basically, if you're in a situation where you're in negative health but above negative 10, you're out cold. Like, she's just talking about the basic mechanics of your health,
Yeah, but you have to do a saving throw to make sure you don't bleed out more. You gotta stabilize.
which is a Constitution save. It's a Constitution check. I mean, I pulled a brain moment. Constitution check, Fortitude save. She then goes on to why it's important to play nice with the cleric, even if he is a conceited pervert who thinks your character is an exotic dancer? Question mark. Calvin's a creep. Calvin is a creep.
God damn it, Calvin.
Your holy friend has the power to undo damage with the roll of a die. If he chooses to heal you during combat, this counts as his action. Well, it counts as his move, as his turn, as his action, not his move action. All it
Oh,
takes.
but usually it takes his move action because most healing spells have a range of touch.
True. All it takes is one or more hit points to get you back in the game. I have to admit, the thought of losing Astrid to a swarm of dire rats freaks me out. And not just because I'm not sure Teddy would go through the trouble of building me another character.
Build it yourself, you bitch!
Oh,
I'm actually surprised I'm the calmest one right now.
I'm just, like, seriously, build it yourself!
You're never going to learn until you do. That's something I learned when I first started with Vampire the Masquerade. Because I kind of had to figure it out partially myself. I did look at other guides a little bit first, but it helped. After you start learning how to do it, it becomes a lot easier. The only thing I still screw up on a lot are feats, and that's again because I try to find good ones, and honestly, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of feat options, and not a
Yeah,
lot of them are bad.
feats always trip me up.
Ideally, what you should do is you should plan them out completely, but I don't do
Yeah.
that because I'm lazy, and that usually bites me in
Yeah.
the keys.
I always need help with my feats, but that's the only thing.
So yeah, not only would the DM not make me a character like he should, the peasant. I like Astrid, her brassy hair. Oh no, she fell in love with her character.
oh no.
This is another thing you gotta learn. This happens pretty often. I got lucky in that I had a character die pretty much die. He came back because the DM felt bad, but that was due to a TPK. But hey, I experienced that, so I'm a lot less likely to just go completely volcanic now. I'll still rage, but it's really the first character you lose is the hardest one, usually.
Yeah, I've lost a character before, then she got reincarnated, then, like, yeah.
Which is kind of fun in its own way. I think I'd probably
Yeah.
would prefer reincarnation rather than just, oh yeah, they're back. That's a fun way to change them up. Like, it's still kind of their personality, but the new everything kind of messes with them.
Yeah.
So anyway, she fell in love with her character, and I'll describe it. I like Astrid, her brassy hair and club girl wardrobe. and growing list of spells nestled inside a designer spell pouch. I smile at the thought of a prepubescent elf sitting in her little pink bedroom, making the electricity go on and off while she tries to gain control of her new powers. I like how they have electric lighting in medieval times.
Well, read the next sentence and the sentence after that.
Oh, Ashton knock it off until after Murder, She Wrote. Okay.
It's medieval times. Of course they had electricity. It's just powered by a cow on a treadmill.
I mean, the idea of lightning rods are pretty old from the 1700s, but still. That's not medieval. Astrid has family and friends and store credit cards.
Store credit cards are the worst thing. They have such high interest rates.
They're literally a scam.
Yeah, why do you have store credit cards? Like, you don't do that.
Wait, you mean that's a bad idea?
It's a bad idea. Have you seen how insane their interest rates are?
I think he just realized why he was you were what, negative 7,000 this month, man?
Oh no, my Walmart credit card.
You're gonna have to sell your organs.
They're gonna ship me off to China, along with the Wiggers, and we're gonna have to work in a factory to make the shoes.
Ooh, we're gonna be delisted for sure. That's fine. I've invested hours into raising my elf princess.
Taiwan #1!
There we go. Our
Okay,
social
don't
credit
push
rating
it.
got up. So dungeon tours begin at 3 o'clock. Contrary to what we talked about, it's not always about kicking butt. Do you spend hours watching HGTV? What does that even have?
I think
Home
it's
stuff.
I think it's home and garden television.
God.
Yeah, that's what it is basically. Like Property Brothers, Extreme Makeover Home
I
Edition.
mean,
like
I do
House
like house flipping
Hunters.
shows, but that's still fake, you know?
Yeah, it is all fake. Like House Hunters, those people, spoilers, they already bought their house. They're just like, pretending.
It's like how Storage Wars will they'll intentionally put stuff in. Like, I don't mind fakiness, but, you know.
Yeah, House Hunters is totally fake.
A lot of them are. House flipping shows in general are fake. I mean, I don't think people who are watching this didn't know this, but if you didn't, well, sorry, man.
Yeah.
The veil has been lifted.
You can still cry out and just scream, "It's still real to me, damn it." Do you visit realtors' websites just to get a peek into homes you can't afford? Do you ever drop into an open house on your way to the bank? No, because I don't want to have a big fucking heaping pile of debt on my life.
Have you ever felt the ever-living urge to want to go and just go end it all? End it all.
Yes.
End it all.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Al.
Thank you, guys. I'm sitting in the ruined ashes of my former house as it's been destroyed by riots. Thanks, Antifa.
Thanks. You saved the city.
Right now, I'm sitting right next to a generator, and hopefully, no stab me in the gut as I'm typing and writing this.
You should probably emigrate to the autonomous region of Chaz. I hear they're taking in peaceful refugees.
Especially anyone that knows how to farm, because they're starving right now already.
Oh.
No, that's all capitalist lies. We do not have a food problem, and our nuclear power plant did not just blow up. We are totally fine.
We're not totally fine. We're only 5 pages through so far.
That's worse than Chaz. Oh,
Okay,
my God.
let's move on.
So, skipping etiquette of war, skepticism whether I return. I knew there'd be some skepticism about whether I would return for a second session.
Oh.
I suppose I don't outwardly embody the traits of a typical role player. We killed those stereotypes already, right? Male or female, and if I do possess them, I'm hiding them better than a celeb's post-baby tummy tuck. My biggest doubter was Helena, who gets into character by shifting herself into a big black cloud when I take my seat at the conference room table. It's literally just degenerating back into inter-office screaming matches. This is great. Here we go.
Oh, cool, I say. Are you taking negotiating with hospital coworkers 101, or are you the example?
By the way, comments like this in a workplace, fucking toxic as hell.
It's almost always women. It's almost always women that pull this shit. If you're gonna be openly hostile, why do you have to do this bitchy cattiness? Just tell these people that I fucking hate your guts right to their face. It ends right there. It ends.
So we're getting a little bit of insight into why there was a 70% turnover at Naughty Dog Studios. I know it's not. I know it's Wizards of the Coast, but this type of shit, don't do this in a workplace.
Yeah, just
Awful.
don't.
What you should do instead is you should get on the top of your cubicle and just start screaming how much you hate that individual.
Honestly, I think HR might tolerate that a little better. Mainly
No,
because it's only one big infraction rather than like a lot of little ones. I mean, the results are you still get fired, but you know.
If you're gonna get fired, at least go out in the epic shit throwing tantrum rather than just some graggy pedule bullshittery.
Like hole up in the break room and hoard the coffee machine for 5 hours.
No. What you do is you hold up a boombox, paint "I quit" on you, and then go to start a YouTube channel about reviewing children's movies.
And then regret your decision 5 years later.
Wasn't there like someone who actually asked to have an emotional support clown when he was like gonna get fined?
Emotional support clown.
Yeah, he was actually the clown was actually there for the conference. He paid like $200 to sit in there with him and do fake crying at the sad parts.
Is it bad that I'm just envisioning someone dressed up as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker doing this? He's a support clown. And when you get fired, he fucking dances down the stairs with you.
Oh, if I ever get wealthy, I'm totally spending my money on that. Just hire a clown to go everywhere with me. I'll have him dress up like Pennywise to freak people out.
Which one, Tim Curry or the new one?
Tim Curry. You gotta go with the classic.
So, toxic moment here. I thought you might have a conflict with your weekly manicure, she says, which is totally stupid. My weekly manicure's on Fridays.
Hi, everyone! Calvin shouts. Yeah, the stripper has arrived. You can set up over there in the corner.
Keep in mind, workplace environment.
Why is Calvin Jewish in this case?
Oh, he's not. He's just
Oh my god!
Wait, are you saying all Jewish people are incels or something, dude?
No. It's just the way that it was just his voice that he put on. He made him sound like he was just some type of sleazy like D-list director.
No, I was going for like the creepy high school incel guy.
Oh, okay. You should have put more saliva in your voice to.
Yeah. Hey everyone. The stripper has arrived.
The stripper is here to. The stripper is here to suck for $1.
That's another thing that you missed. You missed Chuck's buck and suck. Formerly Sneed's feed and seed. We did it! We broke him!
I don't know if it's the gas fumes or the material I'm hearing right now, but we live in a society. Leave her alone! Lucy says, pumping her fist in Calvin's direction, or Ursula will make you. Is Ursula her like? Is that like her? Is that her
character?
That's her
her character.
Oh, I thought that was like her night job. Like, she moonlights as a certain person. That's
Can you imagine being like a vigilante and your codename is Ursula of all things?
Vigilante, I was thinking prostitute.
well, that's what my insinuation was.
I like the superhero idea better. Ursula, the bear woman.
I'm gonna be honest. If I was to go by name alone, I do not want to choose Ursula because I'm getting Little Mer. That's the first thing that pops in my head. The
That's
Little
what
Mermaid.
I
Yeah.
always think of that. Did you bring more? Did you just bring more of that dang rabbit food? Hank asks, shoving in a handful of salt and vinegar chips into his pie hole. Not the worst taste in potato chips, but I'm not a fan of vinegar.
I did bring my rabbit food and bottled water, along with a makeshift dye bag to house my hand-me-down dyes. Is that
Oh.
lingerie on the table? Armando asks,
Remember,
backing away.
this is a work job.
What kind of degenerate work environment is this place?
Wizards of the Coast.
I'm now horrified to imagine if this was the culture in the early 2000s. I am just absolutely freaking terrified about what kind of. Is it going to be like I feel like that if I went into the modern Wizards of the Coast office, that it would be like watching the scene from Event Horizon, and that's what I would entail.
It
and then
is. Have you seen what they've done recently?
Oh, they got rid of the Ku Klux Klan Magic the Gathering card.
No!
They also got rid of Deus Vault and Jihad.
They literally unpersoned like 9 cards.
That
Which means
they
that
could have
those
unpersoned at any time.
You realize that the only thing they're doing is that they're going to make those cards jump up astronomically in collector prices.
Yeah, most of them were around since 1994.
Oh my gosh, they're probably of the alpha or beta sets.
That's when they
oldest.
were started around, but they were reprinted multiple times. So where were we? Oh yeah, horrible revelation of lingerie. I pick the item in question up with my index and pinky finger and wave it in his face. Oh crap, I brought my hand washing instead of my dice bag. Armando yelps and turns such a frightening shade of red. I thought mercury would come bursting through his pupils. Wait, did this dude accidentally reveal that he like wears fucking lingerie? Is like,
Oh god, he's one of those like.
Oh no.
or was it Shelly accidentally showing hers?
Oh
It's
god.
because he thought that Shelly was showing her undies.
Oh god.
He saw poop stains on it and was terrified.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, it wasn't lingerie. It wasn't lingerie, of course. That would be bad etiquette. It was a pouch of my gift with purchased perfume sample came in that just happened to be black, lacy, and very dainty, yet roomy enough for a set of dice.
Why would you bring it?
Yeah, why? Armando's dice are carried in a brown pleather pouch. Lucy uses a velvet satchel from a bottle of Crown Royal. Hank totes his dice in an Altoids tin.
That's just probably what I'd do, to be fair.
I go the Lucy route. I used to do the Lucy route all the time. In fact,
I tend to do either the Hank or I just get a random bag.
I
What
actually
about your
have
fucking prisses? I'll have you know, I keister my dice. That's the only way to do it.
I have a
smuggle
real
it like the
leather
watch in
satchel
Pulp
I have.
Fiction. Sorry, Diopsid.
Yeah, I was just saying that I have actual leather pouch I have dice in.
Do you have
Oh,
to
God.
boil it up every now and again to prevent it from cracking?
Crap.
although getting on topic, although we see each other all other day, there's still so much to talk about. Oh, you have no idea, lady.
I'm just now envisioning as they sit at the table, like it's led by their HR manager, Pinhead. We have such sights to show you.
we cover weekend recaps. What's in our Netflix queue? Oh God. Tonight's episode of 20. Oh God.
This is so
How much
confusing.
hotter Keter Sutherland is now than he was in Young Guns.
I
Oh
don't
my
even
God.
remember who that is.
Who and what?
I've
I
heard
don't
the
know.
name, but I don't remember them.
Yeah, I don't know. This book has so many dated references. I'll say that again.
Teddy
Teddy
finally
Chu-
chooses to finish our misery by drawing the map rather than weigh in on random actor slash actress because I don't remember's hotness. He stands at the head of the table and waits for us to notice. Oh, poor Teddy. They're just talking about whatever random actor number 2872, and he's just standing there, probably looking like he wants to just end his life right then and there because they don't notice him.
I've got 2 hours, he says. It's up to you on what we do with them.
Oh, that's depressing.
God, it's what's enough worse whenever it feels like a game feels like an obligation more than fun.
It is an obligation. Remember, she was contracted to write about a game that she personally. Like this was staged so that she could write from the point of view of a person who doesn't know D&D. Also, remember, Teddy. This is the first time Teddy's DM'd.
Yeah.
Oh. He's a master at the I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Look.
Oh.
Oh no. I knew who Keith or Sutherland was. Apparently he did Rastlin's voice in the Dragonlance animated movie.
Wow, so it tied. So this all ties back.
Is
all
that the
goes-
reason? Is that the reason she used that specific actor slash actress?
No, this was a year after this book was written.
Well, it was
But
in
he
development
was-
hell for 20 years, so for all you know.
I'm surprised you guys didn't know who he was. He's
Yeah, he was the voice for Venom Snake in MGS 5.
Well,
Hell
I
yeah.
stopped
He
playing
was also-
after 4, so
Yep.
what does that tell you?
Yeah, he was also in 24. So that's probably
Never
where it's
watched
from.
24.
Was he Jack Bauer?
I think.
Okay, now I know. Okay, I've never watched 24, but I know who you're talking about now.
Satisfied. Teddy doesn't waste any more time getting us back onto adventure. We've got clocks to punch. We have stories to write, and we have quotas to fill. He recaps us where we left off after our indolent spending at the city of Sharn's beautiful outdoor mall. Oh God, fashion.
Right next to the seed and feed.
No, it's the Cheesecake Factory. Remember? That's where they left off.
That's where they stole a cheesecake. I remember that.
We prance around the cobblestones from ye old mead and ale. Oh God, and all of our
Actually, it
spend.
is Sneed's feed and seed.
Can I just seeing all this now? I just want to play a game where it's just you just play a bunch of D&D guys getting absolutely smashed, and all your adventuring is done is in service of getting smashed. We've adorned in our new are all they gonna go about is just fucking just decadent spending. Is this the whole point of this game?
Well, you see, comrade, the writer of this book is disgusting capitalist whore.
Oh my god.
No, she is a complete consumer. So
But Adam, that's rude. Don't be mean.
I was doing a bit.
Yeah, but that's rude. That's very rude to her.
Subscribe to our late stage capitalism for more hot takes.
Oh,
my
fuck you.
God.
Okay, we've consumed product. We're going to movie later to consume more product. Need I ask?
They're stuffed with lettuce wraps and turtle cheesecake. They're going to destroy the next toilet, and you know it.
Oh.
so what's the CR for destroying a toilet?
Need I ask? I forgot about that shadowy villain who vanished over the railing, and it's still a source of contention.
He's a spooky robed guy. You don't know he's a bad guy.
He's probably in this time of you going shopping, he's probably raped at least 5 women by now.
No, that's
Oh
Calvin.
my-
That's Calvin.
Yeah,
that's Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin.
I don't
Oh
know.
my-
Shadow villain probably kicked 25 puppies and then threw a baby into a garbage disposal.
Is that how
Only
they
One
measure?
of
Shadow
those
Man
states
gets-
is not like the other.
Is that how they measure time by how many babies the villain chucks into the disposal unit?
if you're a hack DM, I guess so.
Guys, we started the session 10 babies ago.
Oh,
Keep in mind, it's been about an hour and we're only 6 pages through.
You gotta measure time by sacrificed virgins. Who doesn't know that's how villain time works?
we're in this for the long haul, y'all.
Remember, Teddy says, Tenno Noctis and Yakama noticed the figure escaping and saw an unidentified clump on the cobblestone. What do you want to do? Let's check it out, Helena said, as Tenno Citrus says, all brave and coy. Oh, Tenno Citrus, you're my hero. She probably kills spiders and changes her own flat tires, too.
Medieval setting.
I just love how every single mention of Helena and her character is just filled with so much hate.
I know she's so. I mean, Shelly's so catty.
God.
Do you think it's because at one point, because she did mention Helena is an office snitch, do you think she got a talking to from HR for being way too fucking catty with Helena at one point?
Probably.
Yeah.
So Yakama's moving forward to see what the clump is. Hank tells us and moves his miniature on the playmat. Fight! Ursula says. Loot! Jack says.
Shop! I still have silver pieces.
I would have loved the fact that if she had if it was an actual character flaw to where she had a horrible an actual spending addiction that was a critical flaw of her character, that the only reason she went into.
I mean, something that's fun for role playing.
I told you before about that Joe Campbell character who spent every single copper piece gambling the same shady back alley dealer and making all his money to the point that he felt so sorry for the guy that he gave him a raggy piece of leather that worked as leather armor.
I love that. That's just a great character. Those are characters you could remember.
It's always the ones that have flaws, like good old Jacques, the dim-witted soldier who has a fondness for cats. He was a random NPC in one of the games that I ran, and everyone here kind of seemed to like him.
Oh yeah, I liked him. He made friends with buttons.
He's not as dim as Gerard, who is kind of a new liked character.
It's always the dumb characters we seem to like.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm still having flashbacks to my campaign.
Retardo. Captain Retard. Is it Captain Retardo?
That's what everyone named him. That wasn't his name, but that's what everyone named him.
The random village idiot who ends up punching out. It was wasn't it a fire demon or
Yes.
fire elemental? Okay.
Yeah, it was a giant demon made of fire, and he just clobbered that thing due to a crit with Neanderthal exclusive ×4 crit weapon.
Anyway,
He was a true hero.
Scaredy cat, Amok says to Astrid, although it feels more like Calvin saying it to Shelly. Using the pretense of a D&D to vet some real-life feelings is also bad etiquette, says the hypocrite. It's okay, Ursula says. You can go shopping after we play. Now we kick ass. That's true, but in real life, I have a knockoff Prada with a broken zipper and a very tired debit card. What fun is that? Shit, when I was doing the consumerist joke, that I didn't expect it to get this bad.
Yeah.
I'm outnumbered, and that's fine. D&D is about majority ruling. She wanted to just keep it as a shopping trip. Holy shit. And if you're smart, you'll go with it. A friend was just telling me how he bucked his party's advice, tumbled into a mystery cave, set off a lightning trap, and killed his entire group. Is that the Scaly that we played with?
It might have been.
Oh no.
It sounds like him.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's
Maybe that's why he got other people to do that for him, because he realized last time it didn't go too good for him.
Dude, I don't care. We're going into the cave. Oh crap! Oh crap! Ah!
No one wants to bear that burden. Besides, I have to admit I'm a little curious to see what these spells can do. A body lies on the floor of the bridge, Teddy tells us. The rain mixes with a pool of blood around what appears to be the head. I'm desperately trying to pay attention. Don't go already. I'm desperately trying to pay attention to this dead body. Dead body, it's boring. Because the DM seldom gives you information that isn't relevant. But my ADD is surfacing again. I find myself thinking about, oh, this is hell. This is hell. I find myself thinking about what to make for dinner, how I can finagle a massage out of this month's budget, why random actor and other actress broke up. No one cares. Clutched tightly in the body's hand, surrounded by blood and gore.
What's in the hand? What's in his hand? I asked, the blood and gore jarring me back to reality. I mean, fantasy.
Don't you love how she just instantly lost any form of attention the moment it didn't involve shopping?
yeah.
Oh, anytime when it deals with blood and gore, I'm always at attention. But that just says more about me than her.
Well, it also says something about her, since she also snapped out of it as soon as blood.
Again, my Shelly is a serial killer theory is holding more weight. It's the no friendly hobo bag, Calvin says. The same one Beyonce was seen wearing in St. Tropez.
What the fuck? Okay.
Just consumer things.
Just consume product and eagerly await next product, you fucking pigs. Eat the slop before the slaughter.
It's a leather satchel, Teddy says. Not sure of the designer.
Yeah,
Covered
you can
in
tell
blood
the GM's
and-
already pissed. This is his second. This is Teddy's second session with these clowns.
It's covered in blood and gore, but it's a Gucci bag. So of course, I don't care if it's covered in blood. It's Gucci. In fact, that somebody bled on it means that it's more valuable. I find it rather odd that a woman wears regurgitated and breast milk. Oh God.
No, it's not what you think. It's new
No,
mother.
reread
Yeah.
the paragraph because you added a bunch of
It's
stuff.
covered in blood and gore, Lucy says. Ew, you don't want that. I find it rather odd that a woman who often wears regurgitated peas and breast milk on her lapel like it's a cherished heirloom brooch will find a little blood and innards disgusting. She's a new mother, so I'm not gonna critique that.
Well, would find blood and guts. Oh God, just seen a man spliced open. That should not phase anyone. Not in the least.
Yeah. You have baby crap all over your
That's
shoulder.
disgusting. Meanwhile, yeah, this person got cut. This person was turned into giblets. You found his spleen in one corner. His heart's still kind of beating before going still in another. His head is broken and in a twisted scream. Yeah, no human being should be afraid of this thing. Disgust, not an option. You're weird if you don't find bloody broken bodies interesting.
Yeah, instead he got to shame this woman for being a mother, a new mother.
Why bring a life into this world when you could just take one?
Is he dead, Armando? As Jack
Well,
asks.
Fucking shit.
his body's broken into pieces. Is he dead? Is he dead?
Is he dead?
He sounds sad, like when my brother asked my mom if the beta fish he left outside for the whole month of June is dead.
What the fuck?
What's happening?
Just find a dead body. Is he dead?
We can bring him back. We can resuscitate him.
Teddy nods his head aggressively. Oh yeah, he's definitely dead. Guts be damned, Yakama says, reaching for the satchel and rummaging through its contents. We find out the identity, an elderly provost from a university. We also come up 10 silver pieces and 2 gold pieces richer.
I like in the context that if you find a dead man on the road and somebody just loots his wallet, don't even give a shit. Now, granted, we're not going to fault him on this one because, let's be honest, that's what all of our characters do. We don't even care about.
But I mean, if it's a dead murder victim, just imagine this scenario, like a GM. I can see a GM do this. Like a few months later, you see a starving orphan or a young woman in the streets, and you find out that she's related to the dude you just fucking looted from.
Yeah. Well, then tough on her. Well, she should have got there first.
This is D&D. Everything is just walking bags of experience and gold.
By the way, do you like that she demanded that there be a drawing of Helena's character and her having a fucking cold shoulder match? Yakama hands the loot to Jack, who will be in charge of keeping track of what we have as party and divvying up the goods. In addition to some quills, papers, and an apple, the satchel also contains the dead provost's journal. I suspect this will be important, but my priorities are elsewhere. So about this satchel, you said it was well made? This dead old man who might have family. I don't care about that. Where's the money? Where's the wallet? I want the wallet.
Give me all your money!
No, don't give me the money. Just give me the wallet. As long as it's rich, give me the wallet.
Can I strip him naked and take his clothes?
Oh, look, that was here's another group of sentences where she bashes Lena every opportunity.
So, I'll give you the satchel, Armando says, writing it down. She already has a bag, Helena says. A bag, I think. As in one. I'm starting to think Helena really is a shifter monk or something so very far removed from female.
Help!
Ooh, that did not age well, did it?
Yeah.
How
could it not age well? What could possibly have gone wrong?
What does the shifter? What does she really mean by the shifter?
That's like a werewolf thing.
I know what they are. I know it's what she's insinuating by this.
That she's not a woman because one bag. You need all the bags for the shopping, for the consumption of product.
This lady has many problems. So,
in other words, because Helena doesn't have the girly girl interest like she does, she is less of a woman.
That is really sexist. Oh my god.
It's amazing.
My other bag is for daytime adventuring, I tell her.
Other bag? What type of affluenza pile of shit are you?
I shall use
She's
this
a white
one.
bitch. She's a white bitch. Fuck white people.
I'll use this one for our evening romps. I tell her if we pilfer any fanny packs, we'll give them straight to her. Using the pretense of a D&D game to vet. Yeah, I know.
Oh, she misspelled vent. Quality control? What the fuck is that shit? And my professionally made book by Wizards of the Coast. Wraithathu had better editing than this, and the fucking dude died at page 80.
He's pissed off you stole his bag. Give it back, Astrid, Amok shouts. Way to throw her under the bus. Way to throw her under the bus, Hank tells his pal. Here, Mr. Evil Shadowstalker, chew on this delightful elf while the rest of us get the hell out of here. She's magically delicious.
I actually love the idea of them just sacrificing Astrid to the vampire.
Yeah.
I can imagine if you guys did to this if you did this guys to me in a D&D game, I think I would legitimately scream into the microphone.
I mean, I would totally. I think I can
We've
see
done
them
that a
doing
couple times, and you've confirmed you would.
I mean, she is the load after all.
Wait, we have?
We never left you to die, but we have embarrassed you many times.
Yes, we have, because you're awful friends.
He killed this guy and left the bag, so it obviously wasn't a mugging, Astrid explains to Mock. If he wanted the bag or its contents, he'd have had first dibs. Thankfully, Astrid didn't inherit my lack of control in a crisis. She stays calm, cool, and collected. She's probably a Libra. The shadowy figure moves towards you, Teddy says, and we all make an ooh sound very similar to that of the studio audience on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh god.
She's more addicted to TV than Christian is.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
low blow.
But it's true.
You've noticed that it's moving on 4 legs, not 2. A doggy! I shout, "Come here, little puppy whoppy!"
I hope she gets mauled by a werewolf.
I volunteer at an animal shelter, so I have experience wrangling the canines.
No, for a second there I thought she misspelled wrangling. Actually,
Tard wrangling.
nah, it's just the font size. Maybe all this misunderstood beast needs is a good 3-mile run. Are you crazy? Jack yells. Don't call that thing over there. Roll for initiative, everyone. Teddy is getting
Good.
excited. He's like imagining the sweet release of this campaign by killing them all. That's what he's envisioning. Oh, if I can kill them with this monster I have planned from this module, I can get out of this hell. Hell yes. Please, dice gods, let me end this. Let me sacrifice them to Odin.
This dumb white bitch is gonna get what she deserves.
Well, what she wants, which is to get fucked by a werewolf.
Oh,
Oh
God.
no.
Like, Twilight,
White girls fuck lycanthropes.
because like
Oh,
Twilight came out in like 2005.
Oh no! So she was Team Jacob.
Yeah, she was Team Jacob.
Everyone does as they're told, except me, who has suddenly forgotten what rolling for initiative means.
I pick up my 37 die and yell, "Yahtzee!"
What the
She's a real life Kender.
She's a real life Karen, is what she is.
Yeah, she's a Karen.
It's an even worse imaginable race than the Ken. Could you imagine a Kender Karen?
Oh
would be
no!
No, I'm not
like,
envisioning that because that's hell. I'm just envisioning Shelly's the type of person, she'll try to ram the triangle block into the circle hole and then just get like a fucking hammer and just start smashing it in, going, "Why won't you fit into this checkerboard?" And then when it finally breaks in half because of the blunt force trauma, this puzzle breaks, she just screams, "Checkmate!" Sounds like a touchdown dance.
Oh God, she's like a real life Patrick.
I feel like she's a real life Patrick Star, I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck it, I'm reading everything in bad Patrick Star voice from now on.
Are you sure about that? It's gonna get pretty obnoxious.
Lucy gently places the 20-sided die in front of me. Roll this one, she says in her nice mommy voice. Add it to your initiative modifier.
They're speaking to him like he's a retarded child.
I'm just, throughout this entire section, I'm just going to have the lid bit with Patrick just playing on loop.
All right, combat. Oh no, combat.
Okay, here's what you do, Patrick. You grab the dice. No, not that one.
This
Closer.
one?
That's a shoe, Patrick.
This one?
That's a jar of mayonnaise.
Ah!
He throws the jar of mayonnaise, and then he says, "King me, king me!"
I got ladders.
Patrick Rip trying to play D&D. I'm just now envisioning Squidward dead inside because he's using his failed novel as the plot as he's the eternal TM. He's using his failed book about himself.
You deserve.
Mr. Krabs is already like stealing all of the loot from everyone because they're not paying attention.
Oh, he's that kind of.
And he's actually in a thief war with Plankton.
Bad things really do happen in this game. Someone could get clubbed over the head or fall down a well or bitten in the neck or put to sleep. If I do something stupid or ill-advised like my lightning trap friend did, my group could pay an awful price. What if I don't know enough spells? What if I don't know how to use them? What if my magic missile accidentally hits Citrus? You know what? I think Shelly could fuck that up.
I think
Yeah.
she's the
But
only
look what he does immediately after that, because remember, that was Helena's character.
Would that really be so? Would that be so bad? Really?
Oh my gosh! Just threw her under a bus. Holy shit!
How dare you report me for HR for constantly keeping a sniping war?
I'm gonna use Wall of Stone to seal us off from the Beholder. But
Except
Helena's still back
Trinoctris.
there.
Except Trinoctris. Have fun. Bye.
Your sacrifice will not be forgotten.
I look around the table at the 17s, 14s, 11s, 8s, and the patience eyes of my teammates as they wait for me to toss my 20-sided die. I'm about to pray for a low number when I glance at Astrid's character sheet. The high charisma and dexterity. The small but carefully thought out list of spells known. If Astrid did need to put her money where her mouth is, she'd be able to back it up. I roll a 10 and add my paltry initiative modifier. Paltry of 3. That's pretty good for initiative.
Yeah, especially at that level.
If you're like level 1, that's really good. No, not really good. That'd be 4, or even 5, but it's still a good roll for you. And even in later levels, it's still pretty good. I mean, you'd need ability enhancing stuff to kind of really make it go crazy. But no, an initiative of 3, modifier of +3, that's pretty good. Just enough to keep me firmly entrenched in the middle of the line. Before it's Astrid's turn, the poor four-legged beast gets clubbed with Ursula's greatsword. She's feeling sad for the dog thing. Oh no, the thing that murdered that old man. The thing that it just destroyed that old person. Oh, I feel bad for Puppy. We're gonna have to kill it. No.
Well, to be fair, I think Shelly may have killed a few old people while volunteering at the shelter.
Oh, in her mind, old people aren't human. Like that's her life fear is probably getting old.
See, when I sneak the tranquilizers into the IV drips and kill them, that extends my life.
Oh, I was thinking more like you know what you could totally do. I every time one of them dies, I live another a couple seconds because they're about to die anyway, right? So what I do is I just put a little air bubble into their blood vein, and there we go.
Let's see. Jack goes next. Armando's eyes get sparkly and he rubs his hand together. This is the moment he's been waiting for. The princess is in the tower, waving her white hanky at him. Unfortunately, Jack's attack roll is so low he doesn't even get to roll for damage.
Which does happen quite a bit at early levels.
Jack basically covered his eyes with one hand and swung his dagger with another. We tell him it's okay, because it is, and it would be bad etiquette not to.
It appears we're doing nothing more than angering the beast. Another animal shelter no-no. Teddy tells us the four-legged fiend is escaping over the railing. What do? Follow him, Ursula shouts. Everyone over the railing. Oh, they're literally about to do a flip. Everyone but Astrid, who is still on the piazza, shaking in her Jimmy Choos. Can someone help me over the railing, I ask? I'm wearing heels.
Man, women are stupid, y'all.
That's what this book is teaching people.
Yeah.
Why would your character wear heels? And, why would it even, matter?
The only time, okay, I'm not going to try. I'm going to try to keep this short. The only time heels actually became a thing because they were a way to stay in the stirrup. In the stirrup of a cavalry and officer boots often had heels, especially Persian.
Oh
High
yeah,
heels started in Persian cultures,
yeah.
but no, in this case they are purely design it
Yeah,
for
she's
aesthetics.
not. She doesn't like ride anything, so it wouldn't be. It wouldn't make sense.
So that's on her. Let's
Like
get
if she
on.
was like a paladin with a mount, I would totally see her wearing heels.
Also, that wouldn't that be like the greatest girly thing ever? Like you can fucking ride an actual unicorn with your
And, like,
with your like you literally look like you crawled out of an 80s show for girls.
oh my gosh, that would be like, yeah, and you're like a paladin or something.
That actually would be unironically not funny and great.
Like you're like a magic, like you play like a magical girl
Like
or
the entire
something.
theme of that campaign is is like 80s cartoons.
If you want to play that, you could just play that fanfic game about that White Wolf fanfic game, Magical Girl. The what? What was it called again?
There
Oh
was like
yeah, it's
some,
like Princess
there
of the
was,
Hoping or whatever. So anyway, Helena, whose characters probably did a triple somersault backhand spring off the railing. Actually, since she's a monk, this is one of the very rare times slow fall can actually work. Makes another face. She rolls her eyes more than her dice. Just leave her up there, she says. It's probably safer.
Wow.
This party sucks dick.
Kind of does. There has to be some rule in the etiquette handbook saying the use of reverse psychology on another player is really lame. It's the same crap my trainer pulls when I tell him I'd rather have my intestines hand-fed to rats than do another set of bicep curls.
Giant
How
rat
is
that
your
makes all the
stomach
rules.
hurting just lifting like 10 pounds of iron?
She's a white girl.
Yeah, but how does that hurt your stomach? That hurts your arms.
She's a white girl. She's that weak, Adam.
How does she strain a fucking stomach muscle doing a curl?
White girl.
yeah.
I'm just going to assume she's actually some extra dimensional entity with a bizarre alien biology at this point.
You know what? That makes sense.
I also like this picture on the top of the page where she's just like throwing a shoe at the.
Throwing a shoe. That's actually kind of hilarious.
It's just a lycanthrope George W. Bush.
She's about to enact the greatest assault of all times, the almighty 3-shoe beating. That whole "we thought we raised you better than this" manipulation my parents pulled when they caught me swiping a can of cream ale before the 8th grade dance. So she was already well on her way to becoming a wino.
What a
In
lovely
8th grade.
individual.
Admittedly, some kids do that. I'm not going to critique those who do, but still. My dad later told me he was disappointed I didn't go for the good stuff. Dad's kind of awesome.
Like, really? You're swiping that shit?
You're swiping the cream ale,
Christ.
not even the good shit. Not even Glenlivet or whatever. I don't know. I just occasionally drink.
Hopefully, Astrid hasn't learned by example, or she'll be spending this whole game hidden in the self-help section of Barnes and Noble.
That's not you shouldn't be talking about your life.
Before I can prove Helena wrong, the Hellhound gets a turn and exhales its fiery breath in Jack's direction. Our little rogue goes up in flames.
Nice.
Jack screams, "Ah! Help! Please help me!" "Stop, drop, and roll," Lucy tells him, and then corrects herself. I mean, "Ah!" Ursula says instead.
Hilariously, she's not wrong. That's you have to take a full action, but it does work. The stop, drop, and roll method in D&D.
Yeah, but
It takes
their
up the
fire
whole
breath
action,
doesn't-
but still useful.
Yeah, but their fire breath doesn't actually catch fire. It's like a dragon breath.
Ah. Well, it's your turn, Astro, Teddy says. He sounds regretful, like he's saying, we don't have those in your size. I'm just envisioning this DM. He's like about to kill himself because he's babysitting these clowns. And the clowniest of them all is about to go. It's just it's your turn. His soul is gone. His soul is shattered. He's broken dead as a man. Just looking upon his works and despairing.
Imagining the times where he thought, "Oh, hey, this could be a really cool game. I'll be like the next Critical Role or something."
Well,
like
he's thinking,
that.
this could be fun, like a car, an office game that's for a book, gets more people.
Oh no.
In his name, Osmendius.
The story keeps getting worse and worse. Look at what she actually does on her turn.
I quickly look over my weapons, trying to determine what will hurt the puppy least. I'm now reminded of, why did you heal it? It looked hurt. What? No!
I thought the whole point of D&D was to unleash the dark side of you. You know, the side that wants to commit many war crimes.
It depends
But you
on
try
the
to suppress
person.
it.
It
Yeah,
depends
but
on
this
the
is a
character you're
hellhound. It's literally made of evil.
She doesn't know.
Oh,
Amok grabs my character sheet. Hit him with a magic missile, he says, making me wish I knew how to cast mind your own freaking business instead. It's a dog, I say. I can't hurt an animal. It's a demon from another plane. Yakama volunteers, not a golden retriever.
I'm just envisioning this hellhound like has Jack the Rogue in his teeth. He's like ripping his guts. Oh God, it's ripping out my chest. Oh, I can't
I'm
hurt
on
the puppy.
fire. Remember me?
Help me, God, help me.
Armando slaps his palm on the table for emphasis. Ironically, the motion knocks Mini Astrid over.
I like that. I'm on fire. This is this is amazing.
Can't walk in heels? Tenno Noctis asks. She's smug for a woman whose own heels have never been more than 6 centimeters off the ground.
You know what that also means? She also never had to have fucking foot pain from wearing those things.
Oh.
I wouldn't know, but I've heard that high heels are a bitch.
yeah, they are. Like
You might have known if you were alive in the 1800s or whatever time period it was when these were originally designed for men.
True.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I honestly like. Then again, I'm a tall girl, so I never really wear heels. Because I look like Godzilla.
But just the amount of rage she feels for a person who doesn't fulfill the consumerist stereotype, this "you're not a real woman" bullshit is amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I say to all women that don't
Yeah,
want to date me.
considering this is a book aimed at like women, like this doesn't appeal to like women who would actually like play D&D.
Oh, don't get me wrong, this session's amazing in a D&D horror story kind of way, but
Now, out of curiosity, Miss Diopsid, as a woman, if this book was recommended to you, what would you do to the person that recommended it to you?
I would throw that book right back him and smash him over the head with it.
Oh my god.
oh wow, I say, did someone cast sense of humor on her? Fire! Jack reminds us, it's burning hot in here. Can I use my crossbow? I asked Teddy. I think I might be metagaming, but because I'm having a moral crisis over a hellhound. And Jack is turning into a kebab. He spells kebab wrong, by the way.
Remove kebab!
Okay, that's enough of that. I don't.
No fun allowed.
Yeah, I did a
Everyone
little
lets
bit.
it
It's
slide.
fine.
You're out of range, Teddy explains. You won't make it.
Oh yeah, because she probably can't get a clear line of sight.
Yeah, fuck Teddy. Fuck. If you, the thing is, it's either him, it's either you or the dog. It's either you or the dog. and I'm gonna choose myself every time because that's the kind of gamer I am.
Well, I am more than 30 feet. Well, am I more than 30 feet from a Starbucks? Maybe I'll get a Frappuccino and wait for you guys. All you horrid
No,
person.
holy shit, she's useless.
I,
Teddy calmly explains that I can either jump and get into the game or hold my action, meaning pass and hope man's best friend takes off on its own accord.
I think Teddy
It's
probably
not!
had his soul partially escape from his body when she said this.
The eyes of my teammates are watching me. Helena's are seconds from rolling into her skull again. This isn't me, I remind myself.
She's having a
This-
panic attack over.
This is fantasy me. Astrid can do anything.
She's about one psychotic break away from mazes and monsters full psychosis.
She takes her shoes off and jumps into range and blasts the beast with a magic missile. I roll the appropriate die and Teddy tells me I did some real damage. So like a 1d4 plus 1.
Not even +1.
Why,
I think.
why would you take your? But why take your shoes off?
Because she might
Well, that-
snap the heel.
But like, I mean, like, wouldn't that take an action though? Is what I'm trying to say.
It would, but I think Teddy didn't give a shit by this point.
So what you're saying is Teddy just wants to kill himself at this point, so he doesn't care anymore.
Teddy, this is the second session he had with these clowns, and they struggled to get out of the shop. They struggle harder to get into a game than we're struggling finishing this book.
But the struggle is real, though.
The difference is I think we're a little more productive than they are.
I rolled
Oh,
the
well.
I think I might cry. Hitting
think
the
I might
pooch with
cry.
a missile is almost as hard as bathing suit shopping in January. Woman shopping.
Hey, girl!
Shopping
God.
make dopamine receptors go brr.
If they don't go burr, I think about the time I was beat by my dad when I was a young
Oh.
child, and then the tears. Then I just well up in tears and think back. Why didn't Mom come back? Why did Mom leave me alone with him? Why? Why?
Well, apparently her dad's a pretty cool dad, given that he just made a joke of, next time you try to do this, get the good stuff.
That's what I want to drink right. That's what I need right now.
So
Well-
instead, it's more like, without the dopamine, I realize that my entire life is empty and I'm cripplingly depressed, says in a Stepford smile, face spasming slightly at the acknowledgement of one's own empty existence.
What about
The thing is that
ketamine?
the story gets even better.
Good job, Asterisk, a Buck says, and he sounds sincere. I will be right back.
Put that hoagie in my mouth.
Sorry about that. I got a sandwich. So where were we?
He was going to kill us, Lucy says. You did the right thing.
I'm not
I'm
swayed
not-
until Hank says, "Pretend he ate your shoes."
The little furball turning my Jimmy Choos into Jimmy Choos? I don't think so!
Boo! Horrible joke.
I'm just now reminded of Tubby. Nobody calls me Tubby.
With the help of Ursula's sword, a mock spiritual weapon, Tenno Citrix's mad crazy fist, Yakama's mighty longsword, and even Jack's dagger, we take the Hellhound down and snuff out the flames engulfing our friend.
Hey, Diopsa, don't you like how the rogue is also like Klein? He was there too.
Yeah.
And even Jack's dagger, he's just like frantically
And then
poking
there's
it while it-
Jack. He was there too.
he got set on fire. A cheer erupts in the room. Fist banged on the table. Teddy doles out experience point. Not enough to get to the next level, but I'm feeling very accomplished anyhow.
And then there's the barefooted display of magic missile. And I just noticed the time. Not bad. We went through 10 pages, well, of the scribed document in an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh God, this is long, but it's
Entertaining.
yeah.
It's a long journey due to our enjoyment of how dense the inanity is.
Well, guys, the generator's starting to die. The lights are starting to go out. And I think there's some shiftless hobo is attempting to try to stab me in the gut with a shard of glass. So I think this will be all from me tonight.
Just find
If-
refuge at Chuck's Suck and Tuck.
I'm
Buck,
gonna be
Buck and
going.
Suck. That's what it was called.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Chuck's Bucket Suck so I can get me some hookers. To suck some lifesavers, if you know what I mean.
Have fun with that.
I'm gonna go eat my sandwich. So with that in mind, have a good night, everyone. And we'll continue with this maybe a little quicker next week. Have a good time, everyone.